brilliant.
Does it sound like?
Step a tad to that way for me.
This way?
No, towards here. Sorry, you've just.
Right.
Just
I'm in shot.
Yeah.
I can speak louder, you know.
Right, that sounds great. It sounds great.
Fine. You just look at me, Kenny.
Do I?
Yeah.
Go on then.
What's it like looking at me?
Right, I've got to move it just a tad.
Right.
This is sort of, I mean, you if I make a rig or it doesn't go right, it gets cut,
Just
yeah.
carry on.
Go on.
We'll do all that. There's
Go on.
no need for anything like that.
Can I sit down?
They'll be stuck, I mean...
Can I sit down?
Do you want to sit down?
I'm pleased if you don't mind. I love to sit down.
Yeah, mobile on silent.
I will, I will do. I will tell you, I will curl your hair for you. Let's go. Can you still got us? Sorry, I keep moving, I'm restless. Now look at you, Steve.
Good job, it's
and does it still see, do you still see? Right.
Still gets a good shot of you.
Both of us?
Yeah, no, it'll be just you. Because I'm asking the questions. I'll be doing the bits in between. So obviously I'll need to be...
All right.
What I'll do is I'll do like an introduction.
And then
when we edit
I got you, then you edit it, got you.
One man to talk about such and such a thing,
But
and then we'll have you walking along the bridge or
yeah,
something, and then there'll be your interview, you know.
I once sitting in froggies up a bridge.
Because you know, although we know what we're doing with the program, as in it's about the Krays coming to Newcastle, we don't know what direction it's going to take, because
just see after
we might get a great gem from you, which we didn't know, or we might get a great gem from somebody else, which has just been thrown into the mix. We're going to interview Arthur McKenzie as well, because we want the police.
You know him, he's a canny fella. We'll get this on tape if you like, if you it's a belter.
Still trying to get.
I really do know. I hope respected him. We're left and everything.
I'm going to ask you about him. I'll ask you about Paddy Hallett.
Yes.
I'll ask you about Dennis Stafford.
Yes.
I'll ask you about.
I'm got too much to say about him.
That Percy Street
yes.
thing with Davy Finlay and all of that.
Yes.
But I'll ask you about the background of all just the pubs. What I'd really like from you, because you're really descriptive, is like the internals of Dolce Vita. You know what it was like, and what kind of music was on. What was a night out like?
I do honestly, I do.
Do you know what I mean?
Aye.
You know, that's the kind of.
Best to start, although if you can edit, but we start right at the very beginning.
Right, I mean, you know
like what I mean, what I be like, because I'm not too good at, but if you ask me something, I can tell you.
Yeah, I know.
But can I just say this, you know when I'm talking, I mean, we're talking with one directing how Newcastle won last week, but you know when I'm talking, because it's for all my life, you probably noticed this, but you ask me, I'm talking about it, and it's like throwing a pebble in a small pond, and all of it and something else pops up, and it's hard, but it all comes back. Oh no, but it all comes back to the same thing, which is what was all happening at the time.
No.
You know, we'll be able to get by.
Yeah.
Can I move you across just a
You
tad?
certainly can, sir.
Just towards the end
Anyway
of the
you like.
bench,
Anyway you like.
Then I've got a bit more of the bridge. Steve, I'm going to need you to sit back a little bit. That's it. Right. Do you want to double check again, or are you happy?
That'll be fine.
No, I just took it, Steve.
It'll be okay.
Go on.
Right, we'll be happy enough then. That's great.
Is that alright?
Great.
Got the right profile.
Good shot.
Right, I'm ready when you are.
Right, okay. Right, Kenny, first of all, how did you meet the Kray twins?
I was in the army, I was about 18 and a half, and I was in the army, and I was stationed near to London, and a pal of mine said, do you fancy a weekend? What did I take? We'll just slip away to London, East End. And I was in, we should go up and down, I met them all, different ones. And I can tell you a story, but I wasn't going to put this in my will, put it in. I was really good, I was with the fella, for me, said a good lad, lived in Brick Lane before, and he coloured people right. And his father was a bit of a lad, it wasn't just half a thing. Am I speaking loud enough, by the way? Yeah. So I got this little spiel, it was a spiel in the old days, just off of, can't say exactly, but anyway, I won't say exactly. And we just used to play cards and nothing. Anyway, this Scotch fella was there. And he's coming, and he was famous for big cutting. People was always getting cut, and he'd been cut. We we should be able to get away. And so they've got just, some all in the back rooms, all playing cards and whatever. Anyway, he died. We hadn't been taught by one of the players. We always had people got, he's real bad, but a canny fella. And he died. So they said, there was no cameras in them days, no kind of spy, nothing. And I've just come again with this son of a fellow who's sort of, not a real gangster, but sort of like just look after the place. So, he's dead. So they go, what? I said, well, no thing. I said, right, I took him away, and they said this, my pal from the army, then the RASC, can you drive? He said, I can't drive, I feel me test. I said, I'll drive it. So they got the fella. There was nobody in the club who done any harm whatsoever. This is the truth. Nobody in the club who done any harm whatsoever. But the man was brown bread. So had to be moved over. There was no cameras. I had a van, take him away, and I put him in a little box I could drive. And the son, the lad I was with from the army, his dad was not well up in the firm, but sort of there. So I put him in the park. I said, thanks for it. Put him in the park and drove away. There's no camera, nothing, drove away. I was 18 then. I'm about 19, 20, and I'm in London. I've been back a few, I'm in London, and I get a bottle of champagne sent over to the club. 21 then. Bottle of champagne, and from somewhere, and I go over, and I was a firm sitting there with a bottle of champagne. So they go, I said, don't know what you do. He said, to your health, soldier. To your health, soldier. I went, Jesus Christ, and it was Joey Pyle. Joe had been in there, and I never ever knew him. I didn't see him, I didn't know otherwise. I just took it. I didn't know anything. I wasn't killing the place. He'd been stabbed somewhere else, and they didn't leave him that. We really thought he was okay. It was Joe. And some other good people, and it all happened. And I thought, well, it was only 3 years younger than that, and they went, you did well. I said, good. And from there I went on, And I met Reggie and Ron. First time I met Reggie and Ron, I was in the bar with a fella, and the fella said, I've got a bit of a wreck with the twins. I was still only 19 or 20, but I was, in box for I had no fear of anyone. I never done any wrong. We saw me and Reggie, Ronnie says, I've got a bit of a wreck with him. I'd seen them pass, but I never met them then, so they come in the bar. God's honest, I think I was 19 and a half, I stand. The kind of stand, big neck off. Never went above 12 and stone, but I'd box for him. I didn't know, you didn't know what's going in you until they come. So he comes in, he's up there, this fella went and he says, what are you going to drink? Red said, G&T. It was about 12 o'clock in the morning, G&T. I thought it was sort of from the army, general training or something. So, but believe it or not, it was only mainly, but I had a 7-inch neck. All no, that's just, could get by. But never was violent, not really. So, what have you drink? He goes, I said, G&T. Ron's looking at me. Ron's looking, I see him, he's looking at me, dark eyed, he's looking at it, I'm looking about anyway. But I like Ron really well, so he's like looking, I thought, I'm knocking Kray fucking cold in him. So I'm knocking Kray cold at that. What is he fucking old headed? I was knee fair. Blue spots, I'll fucking knock him out. But anyway, so I'm looking, he's looking. It was just like, he just recognised each other. I think he's both potty. Mrs. thinks I'm potty. So he went, Nat Brown, I can't do a coconut. Nat Brown, we're not Brown. How are you? Kenny Panda, was Panda name. Kenny Panda, I went, oh yeah, right. Trying to excuse me, and I was trying to get in, and then he couldn't. He said that, I saw him a few times after that. And then Dolce Vita now, I was out of the army then. I was out the army and I'm out the army. I was never there really. The army and me took 5 minutes to realise we did not get on. So we're going to have anyway, sure. But mate, I was always in London. But we were getting well in that. But we were doing good. Newcastle was good. Newcastle there was loads of money. Honestly, loads of money to be got. No real violence. But and the Dolce Vita was the best club in Britain. Bar none. Bar none.
What was it like? You know, you went in. What was it like?
Max Wall was the fellow who said that funny walker, and I was talking to him once. He was on ice and top stars. He said, "This is the best club in England. Best club in England." Everybody said, the stars used to come. When they first opened, it was owned by the Levy brothers, 3 little Yiddish kids, Jewish kids, and they had plenty of money. I was one road and that. And they made this car, it was class. But it didn't have security, and the first fellow they put on, I'm mentioning him, but it was Reggie Levy, not the young Levies. This was a giant northeast thingy, and a lovely big fella, but couldn't he fight his way with paperback. So they got rid of him, and they got security co in. And one thing was not security co, we don't call them security, but it was security people. And we had one on our side straight in. It was the best club in the world. Billy Eckstein, everybody, Joe Louis was the lowest of them, you know, but there was plenty of money. And in gambling they had games, and there was no, they used to put the money on the table or that, and it was money for nothing. And when Reg and Ron came up, because he came up, Reg and Ron came once, I missed it. I've never got them both together in Newcastle, although they were there in the Dolce Vita. I never got them both together, but I spoke to them at different times about it. So anyway, I went to Dolce Vita. This is, so was, I'm sitting here, what did I, but not Ron, Reg. Reg comes in with, he went a bit crooked on the firm, Coney somebody, a long name, nasty bit of goods, but he twirled it when all got neck.
From Connie Whitehead?
Connie Whitehead, yeah, Connie Whitehead. So he's come in, I was 69, they'd open clubs then. Dolce Vita was open, but the 69 run by a fellow, Joe Lyle, made a fortune at fruit machines. I made a fortune at bingos, not lived near Le Mans, not. So Joe, I think he got 3 months or something like that, but I'm not too concerned about it. But anyway, very good club, because you used to have gambling, poker, you know, and all that, and everybody paid. It was nothing roulette, everything was crooked, you know, but it was full, people had money in it. And so I'm in there one night, and a fella walks in and he says, "Reggie's here." I'm standing there, he says word by word, "Reggie's here." Joe was drinking something, I don't know what he was drinking, he should drink some kind of drink, but you know, he thought he went, where? Here. He said, so they come in with, I can't remember this other fella's name, he was a Yiddish kid. He had a couple of furniture persons. He come in and Joe went, but drink was coming out of shit. He said, I've got round, it was only a small boat, it was a good club, 69, right next to the police station. He said, I've got a little button, I've just pressed it for the police. That's what he said, Joe, like. Just pressed it for the police. So they all stood a bit and started to look around. And you know, but I'm about 10 yards, I don't know even coming in, I'm 10 yards away from it. Just carry on talking, I'm 10 yards away from it. You see, but I'm sitting with my missus, Janet. I could see Reggie's, you know, turning to himself. So he turns away. He just looked back, he said, "I won't forget you, Mr. Lyle." I said, "Reg, I will not forget you, Mr. Lyle." I know they do. See? Joe used to drink shorts and he got some kind of bottle stuff. He was, you know, he drank it, it was going down, he was shaking. So he said Johnny Heenan was a good singer. Johnny sings his own kind of that. John was never involved in nothing. If he had a couple of domino toss pots, you know, one domino. Sure. He said to me, what do you think? Sure, I said, what do you think? I said, I think you're in trouble. He said, there's a grand, get him a grand. I said, go and fuck yourself. You fuck yourself, Joe. So I asked him, where's the fella said, I'm not going under any circumstance. I don't usually swear about it. I said, I never did like Joe. He was alright, but he kind of have a foot in both camps, you know? Anyway, so, like, next morning before they go, I'm going to nut. I see Reggie and Ron together. I didn't. One's going to come, the other didn't, but they both got the same message. I said, you've had it. You've had it. And you cannot do anything in Newcastle. I said, why? I said, because you haven't got a crooked busy in Newcastle. You haven't got one bent busy in Newcastle. He went, turn it. I said, you haven't got a bent busy. And a bit of verbal, yeah? There was no recorder's name there, you know. It was verbal, yeah, no danger. But it wasn't verbal in innocent case, it was verbal people who were trying to get it and say, well, we'll add a bit on, no cameras, nothing. Give and take that, you know, what could you do? But you couldn't get the money. And I've never known any case since. I've never known a business in Newcastle get nicked for taking money. Said verbally, pick you up, whatever. That's what. If they thought you were guilty, it wouldn't fit a no or a police stuff, but it would fit somebody who thought was on it. But it wouldn't take money. I said, he went, only, I said, gotta be somebody. I said, you cannot get fucking by. Not a busy band. So anybody approach can go to the busies, and that's it. He said, well, see you next time. I said, next time. He said, no, not really. Next time we come down into London, you know.
Do you think they had any intention of like taking over? Obviously, you must do like that
aye.
conversation.
Oh,
they
aye.
did
Oh,
have
they would have
intention.
fancied. They would have fancied. Definitely fancied. It was bunches of money, man. The fruit machine, the fruit machine thing is just would have made fortunes. Are you kidding? No, danger. I would love to see them come off. Honestly. You know, definitely was. They couldn't believe it, man. It was like a fox and a chicken run, you know. Where they must have had. Ron would have been playing with himself, Ron, or playing with somebody else, wouldn't he? Thinking about it. He would.
Obviously, there's a lot of stories that circulate around Newcastle. A lot of people have made their own stories, you know, over the years, and some of them have lived up them. You know, you seem to have the connection. You know, you've been to London. You know the people in London. You know your army background, obviously. Like you're meeting with the Krays. You know, how did you distinguish between them? You know, what was the difference between Ron and Reg? And did you have any involvement with Charlie?
I did. I liked Charlie. Charlie was the best boxer of them all. Charlie was a good professional, but Charlie just wasn't the twins. You know, he wasn't. Didn't make him any less than the twins. I thought he was a very polite fellow. When I was younger, I used to think I looked like him. I used to think I looked like Lenny McCrean, but I never looked like either one of them, both ugly. But I liked Charlie. But he was always in the shadow because he wasn't like them. If he went his own way, he would have been okay. But I think he was under the shadow of them. They don't act like them, but he just, I don't know. Charlie was good. Reg and Ron were both good. I like Ron because he was funny, like me. He once said birds of a feather. Fucking birds of a feather. When it's all right, you know, I was going to say ugly, but but Reg was all right as well. Reg was good. Both the same twins, they were locked in, you know. My wife's a twin, but they were identical twins, and they were really were as close as that. They would have taken Newcastle over with the help of certain people in Newcastle. They could not have gotten away with it on their own. And it was no good bringing different people up, because Newcastle wasn't in real violence, you know. toughest man in town was somebody who would fight with his fists is the best, which in London didn't count. Sparring up made nothing. That was like weekends and a fight. You had to fight to win. If you're going to fight, you're going to fight to win. You're not going to, anyone. Fella's 18 stone, you've got no chance against them. You're not going to have a fair fight with them. It's not a fair fight. No, be 1-on-1. Something like big game, for instance. You're going to be having if you're obsessed with, you're going to have a fair fight. It wouldn't be a fair fight. The fella would fight with fun and bash up or Lenny McLean or Roy Shaw. So it wasn't a fair fight. If you've got a grievance and you follow with someone who can fight, just fight, only fight, I don't say only, I mean, but can fight with a fist and a rope will get you down, kick lumps out of you. And you know he's beat you, you're not going to go back. He's going to do the same again. So you've got to either wipe your mouth or go and go, hello, hey, you know, fit hard and have a drink and all that. So you either cock or you go back. If you go back, you're not going to spar again. You're going to take something that will level the score. And the twins always had the people like that around them. I know there was a family in Newcastle that wouldn't have been either. And they would have needed them. They would have worked together. They would have worked together. Because they were, I had shown up as well. Get nice money, good money from everywhere. Everywhere.
Can you elaborate on them?
Names. Well, only one family, you know. My dad, he was 11, he used to go down at Rutherford College, best college in Newcastle, best school, Rutherford College, in the town. Dad had a butter. He called me down Big Dan, he was 6'4". He used to polish his shoes, always a big silk scarf. And old Murray says, I'm not sure he's Yiddish or not, and Sammy Brock, another Yiddish geezer. And they were like the masters, they weren't old kings, but all of the, well, shares, I would say shares, but not, I should say these shares, but all worked. Not one of them ever signed the door in their life. They always were workers, always working, always good money getters. Really good money getters, and polite and social and brilliant. And they just stuck together. They were the twins, didn't have people who really stick it. That was proved when it come apart. Or like some stayed and some made statements. The shares were their own family, and it never ever fell out. Good people. A man, or young John's man. He won, and old John, John my age, John was always looking for money, and not violent, and never signed the door in our lives. Brought up well, all had plenty of money, but all had barriers, and they were unofficial. As I say, the twins would have had a deal, they know that short run. You had to be welcome, because you didn't know who they were. Because the twins hadn't shot anybody by then, But everyone was capable of it, but Newcastle was a fairly closed shop, marvellous city, no trouble. Just one or two people thought they could were governors just by fighting, but and the shares had never ever, none of them ever used unnecessary, but they were always getting money, they were all polite, and their mothers and everyone, Liza and all them, the Kellys, lovely people. We made Johnny School every day in Newcastle, marvellous little city. But what was always there, the capability. The doorman for Bottos was Mannyberger. Old Mannyberger was a lovely fella, could have a fight. He's not young, boxing, But if Viv had been about in them days, I shouldn't jump forward, Viv wouldn't last him 2 minutes, honestly. Only because he could fight. He could fight.
Touch on a few of the names now. Paddy Hallett.
Paddy was Paddy is a good fella. Paddy didn't have, but Paddy can all have a row. When he hit them, they went over. But he the fella called Snowden tried to run him over in later life. He said it was, but I'm not sure it was or not. But I think it was, a fella looked double like him, and I'll tell you the fella's name was, he's dead now, Peter Lamb. And we knew it was Peter Ram because we were drunk and wanted to try and run him over. Snowden wouldn't have run him over, he tried to have a fight, but he wouldn't have tried to run him over, no real violence in him. He just could fight, that was all. But Paddy thought it was him anyway, and he blamed Snowden. Snowden got 3 years, good enough for him. He grassed me up 7 years later when I shot him in the toss pot. Anyway, so he was on his tubes up his nose. He said, "Who done it?" He said, "Panda." I went in that nice, fucking tough guys. But I like Paddy. I like Paddy Hallett. I do like Paddy Hallett.
He's, you know, obviously the Kray story.
Oh, it's true. Oh, no danger about that.
With the two of them, with Joe
Oh,
Louis.
no, oh, no danger. Well, I was there when Joe Louis went up. Little Frankie says with me, pal. But we all got in. We actually always had it sewn up, you know. Really, we did. But there was no bother. There was no bother till the twins come. But I knew it was never going to be. We couldn't have just sort of hit someone, whack somebody. Well, I wouldn't have shot somebody straight in. But I told myself, busy's all done and crooked, you've got to do it all nice. Like, well, that's the only way to get it. It's the only way to get it. Even now, do it well. If you're going to do somebody, if you do them a favour, or you're looking well, you know, just what goes wrong comes wrong. And they knew they couldn't get by what they couldn't have done. People wouldn't have understood them anyway, you know. But Paddy Hallett, tough old man, tough old geezer. A lot of people don't like him, but I like him.
Dennis Stafford.
He's all right, Dennis. Dennis is all right. Tough guy, man. Malone, a tough guy. When he escaped from Dormer, he got a bit of a bad nip. He escaped from Dormer, but what he did, I was on Dormer after the whole riot. That's it, 1970s, that. Well, closed the jail. All the faces, Richardson's and all them, closed the jail and all. I went up. Dormer. I mean, sorry. Dormer, you ever been to Dormer? Dormer's the worst. It's like the moon. And there's all little towns over there, call them freezing cold. They couldn't open the door and you wouldn't get away unless you had some food. Dennis was going to go and he had cold baths. Cold baths, because, you know, it was awful, even in the summer. Dormer, right? And this fella wanted to go with me. He said, right, on one condition, if I get in trouble, you don't stop on me. If you get in trouble, I will not stop by you. You know, he said, wait a minute, he said, get acclimatised. Well, I said, I'm tough enough. And I went, the geezer went and never torn, only about 4 or 5, but it sucks in it and freezing. And Dennis didn't go back for him. And he got a bit of a bad name with that. I agree with that. Dennis told him, Dennis kept going. If a fella getting hold of him, fella was big, got hold of him, he wasn't going to get away. He said, but you've got to get acclimatised, got to be 2 miles. Gone. He was in, but he wasn't gone, he was in Pink Lane, Newcastle. Dennis, because he knew Sammy Block, once again, old Muddy Sears. His father, Dennis's old man, a lovely fella, lives in Jude Mansion, just died. Dennis was a loner though, very good looker and all that. Very good lad.
Get back to the Krays.
Yes.
You know, did you keep in touch with them?
Oh,
you know,
aye.
when they got sentenced in '69.
Not so much when they were inside, but I sent them a letter now and again. As you say, Reg and Ron, I like them, I could talk to both of them, but I'm not one for writing letters, not, you know, I'm just, you know, but they're all right.
We're good friends with Joey Pyle.
Oh, lovely fella, lovely fella, Joe. Lovely fella, Joe. What fella, call a fella good fella, tough guy, but it was axed by Fraser. What's his name again? He wrote a book as well with you. Who got on the head by an axe?
Frankie Fraser.
No, Fraser hit him, what do they call him? Good lad. Worked with the twins. He was up when
Eric Mason.
Eric Mason was in Liverpool. It's a lot of years ago, when the twins were just getting going. And then they had done something, and I was visiting a pal of mine called Billy Greenwood from Liverpool. I was very, very close. Joey went to his funeral. That's how that place, Sophie's place got started, because when I see Billy Green was a very, very tough guy. Really was a business, making fortunes in Liverpool, nasty, but good people. And I was visiting Billy, and I met the twins there. They were visiting Eric Mason. Oh, it was a nasty bit of goods. I mean, not nasty, lovely fella, but was double dangerous. Double dangerous. And it was all right. But as I said, I spoke to and they gave me a gentle lift back. I both had brown top coats on. I was going to get one, the twins.
Did Eric come up with the twins to Newcastle?
No, they were visiting him. Oh, Eric, I was up with him.
Yeah.
Oh, aye. He was stayed for a while on his own, but he was, like, they just knew he was there. But the Levy brothers, Jewish brothers, were getting fortunes, and they didn't know coming. I mean, he'll tell himself, I think he just used to get all the barmaids. That was all, you know. I mean, that was, he never had any problem. He never had any trouble. There was security on the door, but there was nobody coming in, like, trying to push their way. You know, it was all a marvellous place. All the stars used to get there. You know, there was never any trouble.
Who looked after the twins when they were up here then? The Levy brothers seem to have an integral part in the story, no matter what story.
The ones who were not, we're not talking about Reggie Levy and them,
right,
you know.
Yeah,
We're not, you don't understand that there's a difference.
There's
we're
a difference
talking
from
about,
Levies.
we're talking about the Jewish Levies.
Right, okay.
Levi from Osborne or Bundles. Right. One of the oldest one had long blonde hair, he saw the big tall lasses. Oh no, the only thing Reggie Levy, that's the great granddad of the ones now. Yeah. He was the first one in the door. I wasn't going to put him, I won't be nasty, but they just walked in, just pushed it to one side, and so they got this security firm, but it wasn't security core, but they were okay, because they let us out the back when at Percy Street the fair, they let us out the side door, the Dolce Vita, and that lane along from it now. North Friar Street, did the business. We were back. But Reggie Levy, the great granddad, was a canny fella, but it wasn't any kind of. He would have made a good bouncer, no offence. He would have made a good bouncer with the size of him, but come to find
so I mean, you know, obviously, did they stay up here a few days when they came?
The twins, aye. Yes, aye. I kind of go into too much detail about that. I did 24 hours with me, but I kind of go into detail about that, man.
Right. Okay.
Not really. It was no serious. It's just there was something that I really should give some about.
What about your own background, then, Kenny? What give a bit on your own background?
Went to the best school in the world, Rutherford College in Newcastle. Rutherford College. I was in College Street, right down, it's not there now. I used to go down to the match to Newcastle United. I used to go there with 73,000. I used to get passed over there, because my father had a bar outside. My old man had a bar outside. I used to go and you used to get in half time. And you know, nowadays all the nonsense, you couldn't do it. Just used to go that right across the top, and I was a little, right at the front, I was only a little wall to stop you, like a running track. 70,000 in it. Tell me, I've lost the plot. I was thinking about when I was 11 years old.
Just asking about your actual
and
background.
I went to Rutherford College, and which you had to pass. You had to really, you know, the Latin motto was next order, next fair door, which means neither by chance nor fate. It means you had to have the claw drains. I was from Denton, Burton, and never had any money. I went to college and stuff. My mother was away, they couldn't afford me. Brother went to college as well. Billy went the same one. Brother with two in a row, you know. And they used to have, the teachers used to have motorboats. And they taught me, you know, they taught me all kinds. And then they said, when it was all, said you'd get a job as an assistant or an assistant, whatever, or junior accountant. I had all the brains, I was going to use my brains, my claw brains, to make ourselves when I went in there. And I just went that way. You know, I was never going to get paid for the brains. Nowadays everybody gets, young children get, you can get it with the accent. I couldn't. I remember at Rutherford College once, I got A's in everything. on the side is. I want that art, the church, everything. And choice of two languages. Sure, I had a Jewish thing. It was Jewish. Call him Jewy Grand. And I said, somebody said gate. I said gate. You know, I said gate. He went, it's gate. I don't know. I thought you only fucking. I knew. I was only with 13. I knew. I said he just doesn't like me because I'm more intelligent than him. You know. And I could never do nothing. Oh, it's a great thing. He said, say gate. I went gate. He said, you know, nowadays I would have buried him. I would have slaughtered him nowadays. But I knew. I thought he didn't like me. For some reason, it was really, and I was like proud. I knew I was never going to get enough money. I wish I just went into the town and sold a bit of fruit and that. What have you?
Is that all you did, Kenny?
Oh, why? Oh, in the army. The army, me. But funny, I boxed for the army. I boxed for the army. But I didn't even actually give us a leave. But I was amazing. I was in Colchester as well, army jail. You know, like the one that Charlie and them, that was easy. This one at Colchester, everybody was loony. It's called the MPSC, the Military Provost Staff Corps. Had medals. They'd been in every campaign. You know, medals galore, and all potty, you know, with shells and guns and that. And we were there making Colchester. Unbelievable.
See, this neck of the woods gets it's a reputation for being a bit of a binge drinking city these days, the party city. Just take us through an average night out on a Saturday night for you when you were, you know.
Well, it wasn't. Oh, it was good, but it wasn't. Funny, that's what you just said is right, perfect. He didn't get drunk. He didn't go to get drunk. Well, I think he didn't go to drink. He got to get us up with jolly and floating about and all that. But there was never there wasn't any real drunks. If you know what I mean, like people drink until they kind of get no more. But all our jobs in them days, all I got to work the next day. Everyone was working. You know, a lot of money about. It was a marvellous Newcastle, all the best boozers and everything. Marvellous. We were the first to get a few quid out of the pubs. I was.
Obviously, the Krays marketed themselves on the long firm frauds and the protection rackets. Was the same going on up here?
Yes. No danger. Everybody wasn't like protection. Nowadays you just. It was easy, man. It was easy because they were like, it was easy, honestly. It was, you know, that doorman, but they weren't doormen like you know, but okay. But it didn't need doormen. It was friendly. We get more by being friendly. We just were the friendly side of it. Raj was all about run. I said run. We got money, we used to stare at them till they give money or fill their trousers, whichever was. Raj used to try to talk them, and I was always a good talker. I would always say, just let them. We never were like gangsters. Last gang I was in the Boy Scouts. Don't put this on Boy Scouts for 3 weeks. I was a gang. I asked them, I was a gangster. I never was in a gang in my life. I've helped people. I've never been in a gang. Over the years, I've just met people like Charlie when that fella had to be tucked away. I hadn't been, just had to be put in the away, and I knew people from that. I was never a gangster. I've never been a gangster. I've given people help. John and them, you know, John when I found out with the mob. Was it Axe did really stick in his head and shaking now. Did you read that in the paper? It really did. Axe really went in his head, I swear to God. It was Billy Finley. I should know, put it in his napper. Believe me, I never tell lies. But he's been building some, because we're in the 2 rooms, not the 2 rooms, what do they call the one, the go club, don't think it was just, and just for only a couple of years, and Davey was in, this Billy Finney was a meat pot and strong little geezer, muscles and big nut, and I was telling Dave Finney was telling me about it, fella with John. I went to school, Dave Finney, And all of a sudden, Billy Finley, who didn't drink, come across and went, is this one of them? You know, go club. One of them Long John Baldies. I was more of the stars on. I saw him with a guitar, Jimi Hendrix, drinking liquid acid, with the owner of the go-go club. And he died in a plane crash. I went to Mallorca when Mallorca wasn't Mallorca. He's not there to tell him about some kind of Myers Thomas who was looking after the club. He had two diverse, he had two clubs, nothing in Mallorca at all. Had two clubs. Dr. Zavogo and Sergeant Pepper's. Honestly, I went to give me the thingy.
Get back to that, the Percy Street incident, know what?
Percy, anyway, yeah. I don't know, but they were fit fellow. John Senior, John Bryan. John Bryan's oldest. John had fell out with Finley, and David Finley tasty himself, by the way. But John wasn't a fighter, none this year. They could all fight. I mean, I'm not talking about boxing, I mean, or whatever, box as well. But they would defend themselves. And if you're going to fight, you're going to fight to win. David Finley's tough, a bit nasty, a bit fucking, a bit tasty. It's got a spoon, but anyway, he did fell out with John, and wasn't settled properly, and I was in the go-go club. And I was down in there, don't know what was I'm in there anyway. I'm talking to Dave, he said, I went talking about school, we went to school together, went to college, Wicken View, you know, went to college, David. But Dave, get himself about and things, now. And this Billy Finley came across, just dead. You know, wasn't he? He went, he said, is this one of them? And I said, yes. And I didn't know what it was about. Dave Finley hadn't missed. I said, yes. Just didn't like his attitude. 40 minutes. 40. Got 6 months. We're saying yes. I should have kept stum. I went, yes. But he was a meat pot and stocky and all that. So anyway, in that go-go club, I was that had a stiletto in like a thing, you know, one of them stiletto blades. Some up from New York and old days, some one of them cheap things, but a blade. I'd noticed that, but didn't. So anyway, Billy Finley went, is this one thing, a stocky little meat pot on it? And I went, yes. And sort of half, like, was going to make something, when Dave Finley went, nice, they come here, you know. But I was, so anyway, I thought, yeah. And so, what he said was, he opened his coat, and this is crazy, this. He opened his coat, and he said, we've got these. Thinks I'm like, didn't think I'm on the firm, anybody thinks I'm not, or whatever he's trying to impress you. So he goes, we've got these, and he opens his coat, and he had a little hammer, you know, like quite a big hammer, the ones that can take things out, but that long the end of it, would have a handle that long, but they cut the handle that short. I mean, this is, as I see it, I was ringside, and he's went like that, and I can see the top of the big heavy thing clipped like that, and the round end here, and the handle's on there. He couldn't even get it out of his pocket, and he said, we've got these. Last he said, we've got these, you know. Anyway, but John was a good pal of mine, John and Frank, and his dads, all of them were. I say, Frankie, and I said, Frankie and John, got hammers. So let me get something better than that with this. End of the story. There's a meat. I mean, what the paper said, this is as it goes. I'm in a Dulce with Spud Tate, watching Billy Eckstein. I was brilliant at the time, Billy Eckstein. I'm not going to one of them, I don't know. I'm sitting, I've got this no doorman then, old Reggie Levy, couldn't handle it. But I never had any problem, it was all, we looked after it, and he said, we just being there was right. And I saw that floating around, but we didn't bother each other, it was just, you didn't want trouble. Nobody wants trouble when you're earning money. And along comes this firm. So, I'm in a Dulce there, and the security fella, wasn't security court, I've worked for them since, illegally, so he's opened the door and go out along there, and went Percy Street. He says, da-da-da. But the lights had just changed, because the buses were trolley buses, and used to go both ways, right up Percy Street. Imagine the Haymarket and all that, packed. but they'd put these lights on and they were like purple. There were different coloured lights for the streets all the way around. Changed again since different like colours over there. And that's what when the claret was flowing, the claret was purple, you know? But anyway, so it's busy. We go down and walk up and blow shotting was a great geezer, blow shotting. Old uncle, he's dead now, but like the trickiest man you ever met in your life. But one of the shottings related to Frank, all the sisters, all cousins. So he's put up a big old jug, he went, and I just said, this is right out 10 yards down from the Haymarket, two-way streets, busy. But no cameras, and open the button, oh, access, what I mean, no access, you know, like, people don't believe it. You know, like an axe, you know, the one you would chop a bit of wood, you want to chop that, you would use an axe, or a tree. It had the thing like that, you know, I mean, the head was as big as that, you know, they're coming out, and the long handle, these weren't shortened off, these were for the business. And I read it's not like there was about 30 of one, I was about 5 of them, about 6 of the opposite side. And that's all. But there was going to be 1 to 1. Davy Finley has a dog. Always had a dog. So he's walking out, and he's got a dog near the thing. Frank could fight. Frankie, yes, was a good boxer, a professional, small but could fight. So it's going to be a fair fight. There wasn't much chance of being a fair fight. Because what Hitler was a Catholic, I swear to God. No chance. But they've met, and it's right 10 yards from the Haymarket, and we're all there. So I've got I had my own little axe. It was a little one, was like, another one's metal, but the handle was another, and it was welded on, only a little small one, a good little axe, you know. I didn't want something, I knew they had a hammer, and I wasn't going to be taking a rubber cautious. It was business, it was naughty, and for them days it was naughty. How nobody died, I do not know. David Philly was full of Purple Hearts, used to have them days, and it kept them going. But he was a tough guy as well, but nothing but bit potty as well, but nasty. So the group's closed, and he's got a dog with him. David Philly's got his dog, you see, and he's got a handle, a little handle. He takes on up and hits Frankie, says, in the eye. Now this is ringside. I mean, I'm closer. Wallop, fair fight eye, wallop, hits him with the handle. He actually depressed Frankie afterwards, got to know, and Frankie's thinking, but Frankie could box, takes it. And there was a big fella standing next to him. He had a big four, but this fella was like, not as big as you, Dorman, no one, big lad. And I'm saying, whose side's he on? So he goes, go on, Dave. So I didn't want to eat with axe. And I was so he never gave evidence. I didn't think, can't remember him giving evidence. But they all gave evidence. All the losers. All the losers. Anyway, I mean, they're all kings. So anyway, he gets in and it's kicked off. Wait a minute. It was all over in 3 minutes. 3 minutes. The damage was fucking unbelievable. But Billy Finley is like Melly and Billy, we probably got, but they give him, I'll bet you all that was, you give him Purple Hearts. Give him a load of Purple Hearts, which he wasn't used to. Plenty of Purple Hearts, and give him this little kill Panda. I didn't know that, I got told afterwards. So anyway, I'm watching. And then we're coming to Dolce Vita all dressed up, Range-Sport K. And he's like pushing people and getting towards me. I didn't know about the knife then, the stiletto, like one of them fancy ones from New York or where he'd been. And he goes out and I go, oh, he's got a gun. I was obviously, I give myself a job, I was a bit ahead of my time, and I'd been to London and I knew about guns, I knew all about that. I hadn't been a gun shot up there then. And he went, and I went, oh dear, but the blade still caught in there. And I went, oh, it's been like defence, wallop, running up, I swear to God, wallop. And he went, because he was funny and stuck in me, he went, ah. And it come out of my hand. It wasn't a big wooden one like John and all that mad, and it come out of my hand. You know, and he ran around in a circle, and it fell out. But he kept running, so I fell down about 100 yards. But this is all in Percy Street, and people walking by. But it takes a while, it took about 3 minutes. So, wallop. I think I got And David Finney has fled to a place opposite, which is now, if it's still there, the Noda taxi office, the Noda Newcastle owner drivers, and it was just getting built then, and it had like a lowered floor, like a white ceiling. Dave Finney's running there. Dave Finney's running, I'm surprised. He runs in there, and it's only 2.5 by 3 feet. A desk, a wall, and a phone. At the desk is an old man, good old fella. He turned out to be a veteran of one of the world wars. He never got hurt. So Finney's running there, Dave Finney's running there, running on the desk. The fella's sitting like this, or like we all, he runs behind him. He's in the corner, the fella's here. Closely followed by 3 main ones, John and another people, with big axes, but the axes are like that. I mean, you know, big axes, oh Jesus. So he goes in the corner and he's like that. Right? So he's in the corner, he can't go nowhere. But it was a white, you know when they do nowadays, that was new, when they're going to do something new, they put like a white kind of, I don't know, plaster of something, like boarding it, you know, they put together, but it was in between. This fella, turns out to have been, the fellow was taking the phone calls, looking nice off, he never got hurt. But he was sitting there, he had to go around behind him, but Finney's in the corner. This is still going on, but still a minute to go. But the rest are all, there's bodies outside. None of our little, whatever thingy, they were all unhurt. But you know, there's bodies all over the gaff. So he gets in the corner, but can't go away. As you go and imagine the fella, he's been in Dunkirk and everywhere, and there's people coming out with big axes. I'm first in, well, near enough first in. John said, I said, don't let me, Kenny. John was John, another original, young John, old John, John Bryan. But all the other two, the big things, you know, and he's on the back. So he just, they didn't even see smooth on one side. I didn't remember Rick with Finney, you know, that had to be only done. And so they're like axes, and the fella who was a veteran of Dunkirk coming to give everyone some kick, and put his head in his hands. You know, he said, I thought. Anyway, so Finney goes into a little corner like that, and it's done with a white ceiling. First time about blood traces and that. And there's this one, you know, and he was stuck in a corner. This is all took about 3 minutes. Outside only took 3 minutes, so it's all 11:05. This only took a minute. And when John just moved me one second. The handle was that long, but never killed me when the blade, not a heavy fucking blade. Chop, swung it. But rolling. The fella put his head in his hands. This all happens in seconds. He swings over the flash and hits him. Everybody had his head on, hands on his head like that. As it lands, stand on me. As it lands, landing, took his hands away. And it was like, I can remember like billiard balls, you know, but not billiard balls went crack, you know, the crack was wham on the bone. And as he takes it off, the fucking crack went across the ceiling, another white ceiling. And Frankie shot him dead, now God rest his soul. But I wasn't a little turn, he got whacking him, whacking him, going down and down, the fucking clatter was all over. I said, he's bone bred, you know, maybe I finish him, he's bone bred. But then we're the busy, so we said the busy are coming and they left. And I went back to Dolce Vita. Not a mark on me and watched Billy X or somebody, really. Everybody disappeared and then all of a sudden, one's getting his last rites and well that's a fucking, but Billy Finney who got in there with the axe, he really did, was in the pit, where did he go? Because it stuck in his head, you know, with a little axe, I would tell you. And then when he went in, I thought it's a gun. Oh no, so I knew it was guns. I went, oh, and it got stuck. So I whacked him hard as I can, and I extended my hand. It was only a little light one, but good short one. But it said, the only reason I got off, oh God, I wish I'd got my life. Nowadays we got a life. Look, all of us. I'm pain and shocking had come out, but he had a double strong skull. Otherwise would have been dead, but all would have been dead. And none of us got any real jail. But all made statements, we disappeared. But when I went to London, I want to see Reggie run. So why be doing this? Oh, and I went, fuck me, it's in the face, fucking, you like them Geordies, they don't want to do the Geordies. Have you over? But it was a family, I was never in the family, but I was always part of all Murray said and everybody. So me about the, you see to get what you call, I'm digressing now, you see glass things were called zircons. We used to go to jeweller shops and go, and twirl it for a jaw, what you call a jaw. It was all kind of them days. And that was it. And it fucking, much more.
What attracted you to your line of work?
Fuck man. I don't know. I never thought of it. I never thought, when I was at college, it was a business. I knew I was never going to get what I thought I deserved. And you didn't nowadays, you've got working class solicitors, you've got judges, only judges, not like real. Peter Taylor, who defended me at the Percy Street Affair, became Lord somebody of Gosforth, but he was a Lord Chief Justice, brilliant geezer. I remember my missus, Janet, was pregnant with Kenny, my son, 40 odd years ago. So we had 46 years. So Janet said to Peter Taylor, and he was only a junior barrister, now Lord Chief Justice, he's dead now, brilliant man. Janet said, I'm pregnant. He said, pregnancy's 9 months, they're going to get about 10 or 12, yeah. John says his ma. John says, John Bryan's wife was pregnant. She tells her it was another good brother, so it was wrong now, brilliant. She said, you're going to get for 28 and 9 months, but both pregnant, both. Janet was pregnant with Kenny, and Yvonne was pregnant with John, young John Henry. Anyway, when they come to wear it off, the judge, they brought a long, what they call a big wig, and you're always in trouble with them. They're like, there's ordinary judges, we call them judges, but ones with long wigs are that step higher. So they brought him up, little geezer. When it comes to, but Finley, when he gave evidence, was going, I was thrown, because he was potty at all. He said it was like a case ball, like old-fashioned case ball. Anyway, he said, the judge said, jury found us guilty. I mean, we should have gotten, nowadays you're getting life, no danger, he said. No, an affair means an affair isn't about now, is anyone in the public, put anybody in the public in fear of their life or safety. You've just got to run by them or threaten them, It's not in now, they have some kind of other thing, violent disorder. He said the only thing is one, and the place was full of ordinary people, honest people, coming from theatres down over. He said, but one of them got frightened or hurt. And the place happened quickly, and only the ones who were the losers, he looks at the losers or making their statements. I forgot what he said anyway, so he goes, Frankie says, you go to prison for I know I'm 15, and I went, oh Jesus, 15 months. Well, Frankie, because Frankie was supposed to be in it wasn't, guess for me. Good army record. Fucking army was never there. Said, I'm 6 months. Fucking. No, he's tempted. No, he fucking survived. I don't know.
Finish up with the Krays really, and just obviously the whole.
We would have gotten on well with the twins. Twins would have gotten well worse, honestly.
The whole 30 years thing, I mean, they were made an example of. What was your feelings on the fact that obviously Reggie died a free man, I suppose, but they were victims of this.
Biggest, then the both had judges, honestly. When I shot Snowden, get that maybe something. When I shot the bottle, another one, what you call the big wig, a long wig, come up, and he wouldn't talk to me. You know what they did with the twins? They were threatening the country, threatening the whole thing. Because we definitely given both people one and that, but they weren't really causing not much bother, but it just was what stars riches were getting lots of, so with the twins, but the twins threatened the whole society. The twins done more damage, the Krays done more damage, and this is what they got lived up for. They done more damage to society people than they ever did to ordinary people. They couldn't. The judges wouldn't give them 30 years for that. stopping somebody who's like, oh, Jack Hatter was a good lad, I knew Jack, I really know him well. But they wouldn't have gotten loads of jail, man. They got jailed because they brought peers and people and all that kind of thing who were double crooked, bent and dishonest, not necessarily for money, but you know, they were right now in homosexuality was a crime, man. You know, they got it because of who they were. You know, who they were, and they weren't. They wouldn't get that now. They would never get that sentence now. You know, people didn't get that sentence now. You know, they wouldn't even, a lot of them wouldn't get in charge for certain things, but they really made it no for it. That was the first thing. They sentenced them and they died in jail. Died. I like both. They never hurt any woman. She never nonced anybody up. Wasn't rapists or nothing, were they? You get kids running home, smack heads, I never hurt no woman in my life. Never.
Who played you in the film Get Caught, Kenny?
I don't know. I know about that.
What did you think of it as a film?
Oh, you can't film, mate. I like the film. We got a hold of Vince Lander, you know. We got a hold of Vince Lander. Food machines, amazing. Me and Frankie said, I'll tell you about Frankie's dead now. The oldest one, the senior one's John's oldest brother, Michael, John, and Stephen, the oldest one. And he said, you've got to listen to this, Kenny. I was we used to drink in quarters homes, all drinking the town around during the day and all suited up and just like getting money from all things. He said, listen to this fella coming, he says, and this is a God's honest truth, he said. It was an ex-busy, but only a uniform one, like a wally, what you call a wally. But he was a Canadian with 40, so maybe you need to cut that one out. But this fella said to Frank, he said, listen to this, Kenny, listen to this, and listen. He says, the food machine people, he said, they go around. I said, what is it they do? And he said, what they do is they've got, and they had 300 clubs, you've got no idea the money they made. 300 clubs, and sixpences. And had the key, the steward had the key, and they paid half in whatever people were paying, another half was between the steward and Vince Lander. So this fella, ex-busy, was retired at then. He said, I just go around like 1 o'clock. I said, we should go 200 clubs. He said it's 30 quid in times. Doesn't seem much 30 quid in sixpences. It's 1960, I don't know, 60, early 60. 200 clubs, and look, and Frankie says, I went, what's the next club? What next? He said, it's for the social club, which is a workman's club. The workman's club was packed in there, means you got all the good stores. Me and Frank go up, he said, there's no crack room when I go up straight in, me and Frank. Frank had a little courtier and I go and I just go, oh yeah, you know, I was only young and big now. I said, come for get the manager, get the steward, comes to I said, come for the money machines. It's no joke, the mother, I said, get the money. You know, just, you know, like, not the way I said it, but you just could talk and get, so he goes on, come up, 30 quid's what that time is. I look at Frank and I go, you know, it was bundles, you know, the money, 300 once a fortnight, bundles. So we go down, I said, and funny enough, when we went to another club, there's old John had been doing the same thing, so Frank probably told John, but we knew it was loads of money. So, the Piccadilly Club was up the stairs about my Waterloo Street. The person who got the licence was the mother of some top Jewish, as you say, good lass or good woman. But anyway, and they get there, Vince Lander, and he had a big bald geezer, I don't know who he was, and a fella who used to have a bar in Newcastle, smashing geezer, puffed up a good fella. Me and Frank go up the stairs, and we wait till the shutters are down in the Piccadilly. Go up the stairs, and I knew what was going for, we know what, I said, we're not going to go long, go on. So Vince was there in this big bald geezer, and I go, had a gun, had a take. So, and they just wait till the shutters were down, he had the shutters, go and walk up the stairs. Have a drink, said it's closed, I said, open the door. You know, just not like that, I mean, you know, whatever was happening at the time, kind of really think, oh no, so get a drink. Vince said, what are you going to have? Tell him. I said, get the fat fella there. What's he drinking, the fat fella there? The giant, you know. But he wasn't like a tough guy, wasn't a muscle, he was just a big lump, you know. And them days, I said, see what he wants, anyway. I said, you know I am, he says, Frank, he says, I'll work for you, he said, how much am I paying you? I was saying that, mercy, there's no guys, I went, wow, right? 10 days later, he got shot. Well, like he's a youngest son that got shot. And that was it. Everything just stopped once he got shot. It was fortunate. Honestly. But there was plenty more.
Well, obviously Vince Lander, there's a story quite renowned about obviously Vince
Going
down to London and you know, almost, well, something going on with money that he owed to the twins, and he came up to the northeast and he set the rackets off up here.
He didn't owe them any money.
He didn't?
No, he never owed them money. They would never have spoken.
Yeah.
When Vince had no, the twins wouldn't have spoken to anybody like Vince. Well, he hadn't any money, but they would speak to anybody. They would speak to the devil if he had a few. Couldn't have thought they could get into it. But Vince got into it up here, you know, and that was it. But the twins were definitely going to have some offer, you know, and that. But it fell apart. Same again. Once he got murdered, and I said the whole thing fell apart. What do you want to kill him for? Golden goose.
Cut there? Huh.
I'm smiling myself down to it.
Just look out across to the side.
Smile with the camera, lads. What am I going to smile at? What am I going to do?
You don't have to smile, just thoughtful. Look thoughtful, yeah.
Can you get it, do? How are you going to get that? Thoughtful.
That's it.
I can't fuck it. What I do, thought, what I think thought.
It'll be a good shot, Kenny. It'll be a good shot.
Well,
Just that's it. You don't even need to think. Just think of thinking out. Think how proud you ought to be of Geordie.
Oh, not fucking danger.
Right. Yeah, that's spot on, that is. Look out towards the stage. Happy with that?
Happy with that? Yeah.
Yeah.
having that row over that incident in the town centre. The police officers, who are now ex-police officers, who were actually in charge of them very murders, what the CS is accusing us of, came to the police station to represent them instead of solicitors. So I was sat there in one room. I wouldn't have a solicitor there. Don't trust anyone up there. I was sat in there in one room without a solicitor, and in the next fucking room you've got John fucking Shears and all his fucking crew sat there with the fucking intelligence fucking department, fucking defending them. You know what's going on? And they're very intelligence cops. Well, the very cops who were in charge of them very murders, what the Shearsies are blaming us of committing. And now the police of them very murders have joined their legal team when we are fighting over this. Now, the very police, the same police, are the police who, behind my last prison sentence and the prison sentence before it, I know this because of my enemies and they run the intelligence department.
Right.
Skill Smith and them. Different cops anyway.
Right.
But now they've joined their legal team against us. You know, they've done it now, they're in there, they've done the interviews, they're part of their legal team. So what happens now with the Conrays and the Shearsies, we have not only fighting the Shearsies with these allegations, we're also fighting the fucking cops who have done all the investigating and on these murders. They've actually joined their legal team. So where does that leave the Conrays? It's heavy shit, isn't it?
Up against it. Well, it
Now the worrying thing for me is these very fucking cops have fitted me up twice already and had me sentenced in nearly 17 years in jail. And before this is finished, I'll prove it. But I've come out of prison. I've finished 17 years in jail, 5 years, then the 11 and a half year. I've tried to get on the straight and narrow, which I did. And then I've come out, after then all this happens. You got fucking John Shears, the godfather of Newcastle. The fucking plodfather, I call him the daft cunt. How's he the fucking godfather of Newcastle? If I chin the daft cunt every time I come across him. You know what I mean? He's a big girl's blouse. And I've had loads of fights in my fucking life. I've worked the doors like you for 10 years and the clubs. And I've had loads of fights in my life. And I'll tell you now, the easiest fight I've ever had in my life, out of all the fights, was John fucking Shears. You know why? Because as soon as you get a hold of the daft cunt, he just can't say a girl. You know, like a little kid who just... And he's one of them. He's got absolutely no fucking arse whatsoever. Frighten ever scrap. That's John fucking Shears. Anyway, he's got the fucking old bill on his fucking legal team against me. And we are just sort of... We are swore lives, the Conrays is just sort of, yeah, where's the gun? No. Team Busy's who fitted me up twice already. Sent us to fucking jail twice already. Have now joined their legal team on murder investigations against the Conrays. And nobody knows these busies better than fucking us. So worried, yeah, of course we're worried. We don't sit down and talk to cops and answer their questions about murders. I've never spoken to a cop in my fucking life about any fucking murder. Tell a lie, Peter Gowland's had come to interview us just before I got out of prison. So I need to answer a few questions on the interview because I was due. But apart from that, I've never spoken to cops in my fucking life.
It's amazing like how many unsolved murders there are in Newcastle. Like.
So I've had days gone through Bernie and talked to Bernie. Bernie, come and help me. These cunts are accusing us of these fucking murders, sort of thing, and we haven't done them.
See, that's like you look at all the murders that have happened in Newcastle, and none of them are solved.
Well, you know, why haven't you? The fucking murder squad's been in on them. I've been covering them up.
We've got to admit, it's strange.
As far as I'm concerned, the bent police in this town, who are tied with the Shears family, have been behind all the Class A drug dealing gone back fucking years, and they're tied that fucking much with this firm that they've got to defend each other no matter who gets into trouble. Because once one guns is going to grasp the fucking other. And my prediction on this is, after John Shears is lifed off for the murders that he's accused the Conrays of, he's going to then stick his ex-police handlers in for the corruption. And his father's police handlers. Anyway, did I get into one there, did I?
You did, I.
Can I move things
my
around?
My fucking blood starts boiling every time his name's mentioned.
You mentioned it?
Yeah.
I said to Neil, I'm not going to mention this year, so we'll see if Paddy does. Fucking hell, straight away.
Yeah, 5 minutes.
Well, how couldn't we mention the fucking Shearsies and what's going on?
I know.
Can I move you sort of round here a little bit,
Can I follow
Steve?
to you?
Yeah, go for it, yeah.
Where do you want
But
me?
just sort of here. And then,
Seat.
about there's fine, yeah. Paddy, can I move these curtains slightly to let a little bit more
Yeah,
light
big
in? Is that alright?
want
Dark.
milk?
Aye, for me, yeah.
Yeah, please, if you got it.
Sugar?
No thanks.
No, thanks. Get your phone off and...
Yeah, mine's off, yeah.
Yeah, my fucking blood boils when they're fucking getting into the
Aye, I suppose I will, like, it's one of them.
Of course, fucking me, I'll tell you.
Cheers.
Thanks.
Used to be friends, the families as well. Did they ever used to be?
We're fucking
Never ever used to be-
never,
never
not even
ever-
back to me father's fucking day.
No,
No? We've obviously, we've been stages in our life where we haven't been enemies,
Aye.
but there hasn't been stages where we've been fucking friends. Not in my entire life, not anywhere. Not friends. Not enemies, aye, where we're not fighting.
Yeah.
Where if you bump into each other in the pub and, you know, you might say, all eating, but apart from that, no.
What about the town? Did you get on well with the town?
He's up as one that trouble with me. Before that, anybody never heard of him?
Right. There's a couple of people who I knew anyway, and as I say, like...
No, not the Hatters.
No? There's a couple
No,
of
not
people-
never before then. Yes, man,
There's a
never.
Peter Donnelly. Who was,
Peter Donnelly's a Sears' cousin,
Right, aye, Peter.
and he's his Harrow's uncle.
Right, aye. That's how I mean. Just tell us when you're ready, Neil. Mo.
Yeah, I'm just lining up. The light's a lot better now. It's better. You look in your element there.
No!
King of the world.
I'm
Right.
just thinking them fucking Sears' man, just my head just fucking guns with the cunts. But I would do. I've done 17, I've been sentenced to 17 fucking year anyway. Doing the offences by these busies who's defending them now. And my RC, I was fitted up for them offences because the police intelligence books had me down as a multiple murderer, down to false intelligence and crooked police. And that's the Searsies and our handlers. And that's why RC was behind my 2 fit-ups and why I've spent so much time in jail. So you can expect me blood to boil when these fuckers' names get mentioned. No, lads, cut the cats out the bag and we all can see why it's been happening. So they've definitely been doing to the murders, on it.
It's going to be hard to
Oh,
see.
aye.
It's going to be an interesting couple of years.
Yeah, some trials coming up. I'll tell you, I think. These new soccer laws is in, just you watch. Took the mafia out in America, I did. You know, it'll pull the fucking British villains to bits, them laws.
How does that work and what happens when you do that?
Well, the deal to get the boss, and it doesn't matter who you are. If you can put your boss in, they'll do a deal with you legally. Any deal. They can do any deal they want with you. Let you go home, yeah. Do you want a few quid as well? Yeah. Any fucking deal. If they're after your boss, they can give it now.
Right.
Where a few years ago they weren't allowed to do deals, like, any deals at all. They come with any deals had been done in court. The case used to get dropped or before the cops got in trouble. But not no, they can do it legally. Oh fucking hell, man! It's gonna finish British villainy, like. Just like it finished your John Gotti's family and all them in America. Them new laws just finished them. Yeah.
It's a big crackdown now. Anyway, and you see the Chronicle every night now. 15, coppers going through people's doors for this one, that one, the other one, and the Chronicle's on side. Like you've got to know the Chronicle's on side of Northumbria Police, isn't it?
Aye, where the drugs were.
With just everything, aye. Bang, front page, and that's another person up the street, somebody else up the street, and that. It's the power of the media, I suppose, because people didn't read the story; they just read the headlines, which is probably up with the Sears, because obviously the Sears is all over the front pages. John's probably biggest mistake that was probably opening his heart to the Chronicle, maybe, because if he hadn't spoken to the Chronicle, it wouldn't have given them license to be able to put him in every time. But now that he gave that interview, that's probably been a big mistake.
Do you reckon? You have to talk to them before they can put things in, you like.
I don't know. I think it's one of them, because he spoke to them and he opened his heart, and had this.
Defended himself against the.
That's it was a big error, like, because I mean immediately the Chronicle they could use the photographs because they've got the photographs. Like there's a big difference. I just
I don't think it's that. I think it opens you up.
It does, aye.
To be shot at then.
Aye. He's now like a public.
Well,
target.
usually the guilty, not
Ah.
always.
Ah,
Usually the
yeah.
guilty will just close down. They're talking to cunt.
People can talk about you because you're prepared to put yourself on the map. It's like like me doing the Newcastle United stuff. I put myself out there and talk about Newcastle United, but I'm there to be shot at with regards to that. People, if I've got an opinion, if I've come up with something outlandish about Mike Ashley and somebody doesn't agree with it, which isn't usually the case, or somebody can then say, right, Stevie Wraith, he's a right wanker, then blah blah blah. And, you put yourself there to be shot at.
They like backing fucking Ashley.
No, definitely not. I used to back Freddie Shepherd for the right reasons, like
what?
Because I was going to get a job. It's the way it works, isn't it? The way it works, sometimes he
He had
works.
the security contract doing that, don't he?
Aye.
Says he took it off him apparently when he got out.
Right. And Peter Durham and all that, he was involved.
That's corrupt. That's the ex-busy, isn't it?
Aye. Because he ended up with
that's the one that went and got. That's the one that went to court and got Freddie and Bruce off with stolen, loads of stolen property charges, wasn't it?
Aye, but then
He helped with some. No, he was involved in the case and they got off that street, and then then employed him after he retired.
He used to work at the match, and then he's moved his way up the rank, and he's in with Phoenix now, Stevie Howe and all that, the security. He's done our resell. He's worked his way from now, stabbed loads of people in the back. So I've got any time of him personally, like Stevie Howe. He's gone through the ranks, but stabbed.
Rankin put him on his feet, didn't he? Set him up.
Aye, and he's gone into Newcastle United now. He's got a contract in there, and he's got the job for all the security at Newcastle United. But the way he got it was the chief executive at the time was promised the chief executive job at Phoenix if he got him in at Newcastle. So he's got him in on the contract at Newcastle. And now he's chief executive of Phoenix.
Scratching each other's back, aye.
That's corrupt.
Oh, you mean aye?
Whole world. No.
It is aye.
Can I move to the moon?
Once you get to a certain level, it is.
Right, we'll start on this.
Ready when you are.
Right, okay.
In fact, that chicken stuff.
Hey! Oh, you never fucking.
Are they all yours as well?
No, they're neighbours.
That's alright, mate. It's a rustic thing.
Yeah, don't worry.
Right, we're talking about the Kray twins coming to Newcastle. What stories have you learned from your family and that about the Krays coming to Newcastle? What's in your mind the real story?
The real story is the Krays started land in Newcastle. You can show their face. And after they'd getting their feet in, they started going collecting of certain people who they knew they could collect of, i.e. Southerners who were up here. And they went up to the 69 Club and they drew a few quid off the owner of their company, Joe Lyle I think I would call them. And the lads who won the club that day just fucking run them, Bobby Snowden and them, chased them. Told them to get the fuck.
Did they take them to the station?
No. Well, I'll tell you what happened. The story I've heard. Now, I was alive when this happened, but I was just a Ben. But obviously, I've come up with it. I've heard all the tales about the Krays, all of them. Even me father and all them. But this one's definitely genuine. Bobby Snowden fucking running about the 69 Club. All the other lads from the West End were there that day, but they all stood behind Bobby because Bobby was the fucking. In his day, Bobby Snowden was one of the hardest men I'd ever fucking walked the streets of Newcastle in eternity. Fucking rock hard. And he fucking running with that club. And what happened was, Joe Lyle shit himself afterwards, being a cocky, and he wanted to keep them sweet obviously, so he sent somebody after them with a couple of grand to keep them sweet. And one of the Geordies who was in the club that day went running to Massive Hill after them, gave them a couple of grand, and that kept them sweet with Joe, and that was basically it. And then you hear the tales about that they come back a while later, but they got stopped at the train station this time and tell it again. But what the truth is about them tales, I didn't fucking know, because I hear that many different tales. But the one about Bobby Snowden, for sure, he run the Krays in Newcastle. Nobody but Bobby.
You mentioned Bobby, like, and we've spoken obviously a lot of people about Bobby Snowden, and a lot of people say, that Bobby was he was a boxer. Obviously everyone talks about him being this thick-set bloke.
He wasn't a criminal, hard as fucking.
He wasn't a criminal.
He was like Billy Robson's, Big Billy Robbo.
Yeah, Billy.
Always on the fringes there, because he used to run about all the lads, but never a fucking filling themselves, sort of thing, And Snowden was the same. But one hard man, him, like, if you listen to all the old school, one of the hardest men ever walking. And it was him, all the other lads were there with him when he run about the club, but all stood behind Bobby. It was Bobby who done it.
Where did the Conroys fit in the 60s, and what was the situation in gangland Newcastle in the 60s? Because the names that get bandied around are always because of the Civet case. You always hear about Dennis Stafford and the Lavaglios, Vince Lander, obviously one of the Lavaglio brothers, but always the same names. The Conroys were alive, they were about. Your dad.
Oh, where are you before? You Angus? Where are you? Well.
Yeah. So where was the Conroys in the 60s gangland situation?
Well, I think my father was just like most of the old villains in them days. You weren't really in them days. If you were a villain, you weren't really a bad person. You were just like a villain. You know, there was other villains that weren't allowed in, like the villain sort of societies, the real bad ones, you know, odd ones. Nowadays you find them ones that took over. Today, in present day, in the old days, they would never have been allowed to get up there. But my father was just a normal, everyday villain, just like the rest. Didn't like the Krays. Spoke well of Foreman, Fraser, old Frankie. Just spoke well all the good old ones, you know, like, because he knew them all personally.
How do you think the crime scene's changed, you know, from the 60s, the 70s, 80s? And I mean, you know, yourself.
It's not a crime scene, though, is it? It's just all drugs, now, isn't it? It's all druggies, and there's not any family in Newcastle now that hasn't been touched with fucking Class A drugs. I smoked dope myself, I smoked all my life, but it's not your Class A's, you know. But no, drugs has ruined not only this city, I have to say it's ruined every major city. All the villains of old, it's their families who are the worst on the drugs nowadays, I find. Do you know what I mean? And them old villains fucking didn't want all that shit on the street. Like your heroines and they didn't even want a bit fucking weed, to be honest, in them days. With your heroines and your cracks and no fucking. And now it's all their families who's fucking grandkids and who's all the fucking druggies nowadays. And it's bollocks, to be honest, like. Wasn't the world I was about, didn't they?
With regards to like the prison, like this prison service, you've been to prison. I mean, again, you know, just looking at that aspect, you know, prison through the ages, has it changed much? Is it a deterrent?
No, well, nowadays it's just full of fucking, like I say, it's full of drug addicts. In the old days, it was like, going to jail, everybody was like old school. You know what I mean? And in the whole prison, it was like, I can't explain it. But nowadays, you're talking 80-90% of them's all smackheads.
Did you meet any of the faces in jail?
I met them all.
Who did you meet, and is there any stories you could tell us about them?
I met them all, to be honest, you know. Who are you on about? Serial killers and that. I've met your Shipmans and your Donald Nielsen, who was next door to us, Don. You know, Bob Maudsley. All the gangsters, all the gangsters. I met them all. Over the years, Is
anybody who sticks out? Is anybody who you were, I'm not saying impressed with, but anybody who you got on particularly well with?
Just one in Old Glaswegian, old Rob Carruthers. Paul Ferris's old mentor, old Rob. Good as gold.
Right. With regards to the Krays, obviously in the 90s, obviously Charlie Kray was you know, visiting Newcastle quite a bit. He came up and met me a few times. You know, did you ever come across Charlie when he was up in the northeast?
No.
Yeah,
I didn't have any time with the Krays, with my father, I didn't have any time with them. I'm not one of these that fucking idolises them in any way, you know? Because even in the villains world, they were fucking bad guys. Do you know, even in the villains world, they were bad guys, you know? And the villains, they're not accepted in the villain society. What society do they belong to? You know, but there's no other society, so they're just looking and they're putting the fucking square onto with the villains. But no, the Krays, no.
Why weren't they accepted, do you think?
Who, the Krays?
Yeah, why do you think that was?
Well, they just weren't getting their feet in the fucking door, I would say, you know. Especially them old fellas in the old days, they weren't going to let them strangers come into their tune and start fucking demanding money off the local pubs and clubs and just get their feet in the fucking door, you know. Indeed, nowadays, you know, it's all foreigners and fucking, it's fucked, but not in the old days. No, it was all kept local, wasn't it? In every city. I think, anyway.
Do you think we'll look back with rose-tinted glasses on them days? You know, like the 60s, just in general? Or
I think like ED.
Yeah.
But
I wasn't there, so, but I know what you mean. They
weren't even liked off none of the villain criminal societies and them days, them people, man, they were fucking hated. I mean, they were just that bad. Nobody could deal out with them.
Yeah.
Where the other ones, the old Frasers and all them, got up there in their reputations with respect. Do you know what I mean? Go over the years and the respect and not having nothing to do with coppers and different respects. And that's how they got up there in the old days. But nowadays it's just nowadays I think all the old school ones that would have been up there naturally through respect are like out the game. They'll never even try to get in the game because of all the bad ones with the drugs and the guns and it's just lost control, to be honest. I think it's finished for good.
prison, obviously, you know, you served your time.
Full of fucking drug addicts.
You served your time, but like,
I used to count them.
There's a famous story about the felon bypass.
What, the escape?
Aye.
What put it?
Can you take us through it? What was there a great deal of planning? Because you're
it?
renowned for that, really, buddy.
That escape, fucking, if I'm honest, I wasn't even going to escape that day. It was like last minute after the bus had been stopped and the Strews in front of us with a key down. Because Glover was at the door shooting, come on, and I wasn't even going to escape that day. And I just thought, at the very last minute, when the Strew was going to get out with the key, I just thought, go on. And he took my cover off. And I stepped off. Well, the truth of the matter was, I wasn't even going to escape. Didn't want to. I wanted to face the charges. I hadn't done them. Even though I got found guilty. I was not there when that torture happened. I'll take a lie detector, truth drug test, anything. I've got letters in the house from prison where I said I'll pay for them myself. Just to prove to me barristers and me solicitors that I'm innocent of this torture. That I didn't do it. And I've got replies there from the Home Office saying I couldn't have it. And the reason they gave was I was a double Cat A prisoner and laboratory conditions were needed. That was the excuse why I couldn't have one.
Big regret then, that.
Big regret what?
Escaping.
Yeah, about 2.5 years, I don't know. But big escape was just fucking shite, really. Screws got chinned on the bus and took the cuffs off.
You just mentioned about the foreigners, just tracking back about, you know, the way it's changed. It's almost like a cosmopolitan up here now. You know, if two Albanian Krays were to come up on the train and come into Newcastle city centre, could they take over? Do you think it's easier now than it was?
I don't think anybody can take over now because there's that many. There's probably 50 of them fucking Albanians already, yeah, like the Krays. But there's that many of them. You know, it's like in the old days. In the old days, in the 60s, if you stab someone, you're a real bad person. And even in the villains world, do you know what I mean? Because it was still fisticuffs and all that in them days. But nowadays, it's like every other person. The Krays aren't even bad if you look at some of them who run nowadays. If you compared the offences, they wouldn't touch today's fucking villains. But in today's villains, you've probably got 200 or 300 sets of Krays around. Who's done a lot worse than the Krays. It's sort of, I don't know how to explain it because I didn't do much schooling, but it's changed and yeah, there's a lot of people worse than the Krays nowadays. All them foreigners I've put before the Krays.
I'll touch on a couple of people obviously we've interviewed because we'll interlink with like, you know, different people's opinions on different people. Obviously it's interesting for you, but like people who've spoken to you so far. Dennis Stafford, do you know much about Dennis? Obviously
I've
Dennis,
met him, you know.
Yeah.
That's about it. Didn't have much to do with him.
Panda, Kenny Anderson.
And our partner, we are. Knew him all my life.
Yeah. Get on well with Kenny and
yeah, man, I didn't bother with him to be honest. He's more salesman, you know. So I just sort of need trouble going out with him, but.
But obviously Bobby Snowden you think is the person worth speaking to.
Bobby is the man that run the Krays with Newcastle. Definitely, no doubt about it. And the rest of the men that were there that day stood behind Bobby. But I dare say if they weren't there, Bobby would have still chased them.
You got anything else?
No, I don't think so.
But he's your man, like.
Speak to Bobby.
But I don't think he will, you know why?
Doesn't like that kind of
because he fell out with a person who went after the fucking Krays with $2,000, didn't he?
Right.
And that's going to raise its lovely, ugly head.
Right. He's I know his grandson quite well, like, so we've got an avenue of contact, so hopefully we'll be able to.
Do the grandsons or the nephews or everything with Bobby, isn't it?
Oh, I definitely. But hopefully
he might be spark on it, like. He's just sort of would have been all together, isn't he?
The hope is that you go with a bit of a documentary and say this is what we've got, this is who's spoken about it, and see whether he bites with it. You know, he might do, he might not. He might.
What's your other side saying about what happened that day, like?
Nobody's really taken any. I mean, Panda's. I know Panda's.
Saying no because of the amount of truth coming out.
I know Panda's connected because I've been to London with Panda quite a few times, and I know that the lads down in London have got respect for him and what he's done and whatever he's done for them. I don't know. Obviously, Freddie Foreman and him are like that, you know. But I don't know the full listen. But Kenny didn't really give a great deal away. Dennis Stafford was great. Didn't like the Krays. You know, we got the full lot.
Dennis won it. Run him out of fucking London, didn't he?
He didn't like them. But his was really great. His interview was really good. The stuff he gave us off camera would be, you know, he'd end up getting locked up for. But Mario, you know, Mario's Mario. He's trying to make a few quid, and you can't take that away from Mario. You know, and at his stage of life, he's you know, no one's done a book called, you know, The Geordie Godfather, and he's just making a few quid while he can. But who else did we speak to? We're doing Eric Mason when he comes up. That'll be an interesting one because
he claims he was here.
Eric said he came up with the Krays. There's about 4 or 5 of them, and I've done this with Eric before. I've done a couple of stage shows with Eric. He's very quietly spoken, and I've never been convinced his story's really accurate, but it's still a story which adds up, and he repeats the same story time and time again. So I do think he was with them, but I think his mind's a little bit gone. He's in his 70s. But he's the only person who can say that he came with the Krays, and it's an interesting angle, and he gives a good story.
There's a fella on the allotment over there, Jim. He's got a photo with the Krays doing the tune in his loft. He was telling us last week.
Right.
From the 60s.
Excellent.
Well, fuck, shall I ring him? See if he's in.
Yeah.
Aye.
Yeah.
Well, that kind of stuff's interesting to find. You know, I mean, you see, Paddy Hallett, for all the story, is a load of rubbish. He's got 2 photographs of him and the twins. You know.
He's got photos of the twins.
I've got it. You know that Remember When thing in the Chronicle.
Aye.
I went to see Ray Marshall last week. He's gonna do like a bit of a plea almost to people, because I'm not just about photos of the Krays, but photos of the nightclubs. There's none of the photos around it, like the Piccadilly, the 69 Club, the Birdcage, Changes.
There's no pictures of inside, is there?
There's no pictures of the internals. There's no pictures of the externals. You don't know what they look like. The Dolce Vita, obviously, there's a photograph of the Krays in there, but there's not a photo of them outside, you know. But it's
maybe I'll give him a shoot in a minute, maybe.
I mean, it's no rush. I mean, it's one of them though. If he's got one and he doesn't mind showing it, great.
He's got it.
It wouldn't be.
He's a straight fella. He's not a villain or out. He's seems genuine enough.
But we'll just see how it goes, Paddy. I mean, I know.
He said he was just in the club at the time when they come in, and everybody was getting a photo stuck with him. And
it's not like nowadays, you know, like people have got pretty mobile phone cameras and.
He says it was in the newspaper. This photo as well. You can give the dates when it was in the newspaper.
Right, champion.
It's him in the newspaper with the Krays.
Oh, well, he might be the missing. He might be the missing person on the photo, because there's a person on the photo. We don't know who it is.
Well, I'll tell you what. Hang on, you'll probably see it. I've got it in here.
Oh, have you got it?
I'll tell you it's Jim.
I can see it. Hang on, let's see if I can get hold of it.
But it'll there.
He's not a villain, I don't mind. He's just a straight guy,
Yeah.
Just happened to be there.
But Paddy Hallett was a doorman, wasn't he? He wasn't a villain either. So, but Paddy was on that photograph probably for Joe Louis, because he's a big boxing fan, isn't he? And he was a boxer himself, like so. Where did you used to work in the town, and Paddy, when you used to work the door?
I used to do the Lova.
Oh God, I know.
Of the one in the back lane one day. Up the back lane used to be it's called fucking what's it called now?
Down the big market.
Nuns Lane, no, the Lova, then you got the little back lane.
All right,
And I used to walk with Harry Tweedy doing the big market, doing on the left, fucking before the big market was the fucking big market mind. Like what is nowadays, you know. The further doing on the left, I've getting him the
Scary nowadays.
and I walked the wheelers with Paddy and Billy for years. Believe it or not, I was in the 69 Club just a couple of nights, like, when I was about 17, for Paddy and Billy. But I was just a young'un, and my father used to get there, and he used to ask us to look after the fucking door. I was just on the door, me young, 16, 17. Done it, like.
Aye.
But I was only a Ben, and he was going to say it out to me because of my father. But, you know, I was on the door there, I was just after I left school.
He's a good lad, Billy Robinson gave me my first start on the door, you know.
Good as gold, Billy.
I used to live in Gateshead most of my life. I grew up with him, you know. Used to go down the line and that when he had that, and obviously got on well with his young'uns, you know, little Billy and Jamie and all that. Good bunch of lads, like, you know. Good bunch of lads. And see, keep themselves to themselves over that neck of the woods, like, and got it all sewn up.
Billy will keep him, man.
It's a hard bloke.
That's what might mind. I've seen him a few months ago there.
People, he has. But people probably take his weight loss for a bit of. People think he's, you know, he kind of pack a punch to.
No, he fight my fun, Billy, man. Fucking hell.
I remember one night I was in the ship, and there was I was going out with this lass, for a while, you know, and it was the Hammer's ex-girlfriend, and I remember Billy coming in one night, and I'd had a couple of drinks. I was only about 18 or something, and I remember saying something like, you know, just joking on, we should go in the car park, Billy, and he took his watch off, and he went, "How are then, son? Make a name for yourself." I went, "Oh, Billy, I was just joking." Fucking hell. No, I didn't want to go outside with Billy Robinson at any
Strong as a fucking ox. Only man ever to beat me in an arm wrestling competition. Ever, Billy. But I was only a Bentley.
Aye. Right,
Still trying to get to come up here. It's the internet's not brilliant.
No.
I can get all the other pictures except.
Has he got a beard?
No.
He's got a beard, no, like, and he might not have one of them days. Black hair, wears a cap, But you know, but God knows what he looked like in the picture. Like.
It must be him, like, did you say if he's got that
It's
photograph?
the one
He's
in
saying
the
it to
paper.
him.
He said it was in the paper, like, this is the photo out the paper.
Aye.
He got and went and got a copy off the Evening Chronicle.
Aye.
Maybe he's in his 70s or something he did.
They've only got the one, like, haven't they? I think they've only got one. They maybe have two photographs. The Chronicle, like, but he must be.
See if we can go.
That's why we got the copy of the photo off the Chronicle.
Yeah, well, that'll be. It could be interesting speaking to him if he's up for it.
Probably just lost, probably just never knew who he is.
I think the thing is with somebody like that, like obviously if he's on the photo, you get an idea of what it was like with them being in the venue. You know, whether were they the only people that get photographs and whatever.
No, I said everybody was getting photographed with him.
Aye, there must be loads. There'll be bloody loads out there probably. I just want to know what people thought of them. It would be nice to get an eyewitness account other than Paddy Hallett's.
I'm fucking telling you, man, I hated.
Oh, what do I like in the venue on the night? Was it like that? Was it like having two
feared them,
celebrities?
haven't they? They've just fucking...
Hey, I mean, listen, when I was a young'un, I'll admit, like 18, 19, 20, I mean, I passed my English exam studying the book, Profession of Violence. I was like, the glamour and the attraction, the way that John Pearson's book comes over of these two sharp-suited blokes, like with a girl on their arm and a car, that's what appeals to a young mind, as it did to me then. But as I've grown older and got to understand the whole concept of what the Krays were about, the violence, the fact that they were both gay, my attitude changed over the years, and it took me involvement with them. I was involved with them for 11 years to understand, that these people weren't particularly liked, and they weren't. I mean, Reggie manipulated me when I was a young, to make money. I made him a lot of money. I made him about 100 grand. Like when the internet first came in and there were merchandise and T-shirts, I made a lot of money for them. I made money for myself, which was beyond my wildest dreams at that age. But like at the end of the day, it was all done legally. But what my first fallouts with the Krays were like the charity parties where the charity wasn't getting any fucking money.
He didn't know you sitting on his knee when you were visiting him, did he?
Ronnie Kray's first words with me on Broadway, he comes up and he goes,
"You're a nice boy."
Reggie, Ronnie's first words, he goes, "Hello Steve," he says, "You don't mind something on bisexual." And I went, "All right," I says, "Well, as long as you want out to deal with me, that's all right." Aye. That was the only time he ever made any advances. I never got any watches through.
Who was taking a young boy up to visit the Krays, like? He took you up there?
Frightening. No, I went on my own. I went to my first visit with Reggie. I was 19. I went to Gartree, and it was Billy Hill. He just got out, and he was in on a visit. He went up to see Reg, and he went, "Keep fighting the fight," and all that. And he introduced himself to us. But I went with Kim and Brad, who he had this like 13-year-old adopted son, and that's how I went down to see Reggie. And 2 weeks later, I went to Broadmoor to see Ronnie, mental, like, I mean.
Well, aye. Sent all the little schoolboys up to see me.
Aye, it was funny.
Aye.
It was funny.
Fuck yeah.
It was naive at the time, but it's a bit of history. I went to see him about 7 or 8 times, and obviously it was all money orientated the following visits because I was, I did a bit of graft for them, and I got a few things on the market for them, and I made them a few money.
They've been queers as well. That got a lot of villains up there in the old days, because it was still illegal in them days, and it was a shameful thing.
Aye. Ronnie was bent as anything, but not open about it. But Reggie was like obviously this closet homosexual who didn't come out until
all his life,
really late on,
Really.
Obviously in jail, it was like a dream for him. Like,
I think he died of AIDS, because his boyfriend did, the one he was fucking at his holidays.
He ended up killing somebody, didn't he?
He died of AIDS, though, didn't he? Or did he have AIDS?
No, he had some. Yeah, he had AIDS, I think.
Well, he was with Reggie for years,
No, it's a likely story. Allardyce was no, but he really was.
No, I'm pretty sure I just know.
Any of these people who associated themselves with him, like, I mean, I'll give you a perfect example. I was in Nottingham jail seeing Reggie, and remember, there's this kid sharing a visit with us called Paul Marcus Henry, and he goes, "Oh, Steve, this is Paul Marcus Henry. He's an ex-cellmate of mine. He's a good burglar." And I went, "What was he doing inside?" And that was Reg just looked at us like that, like completely blank when I said. But I thought, but this kid was just lodging off people. Reg was getting him, can you put my friend up for a couple of weeks? He was stopping there, he's rubbing the place blind, and then getting kicked out, and that was the people that Reggie associated with.
Yeah, ones that would suck his fucking cock.
Exactly, and they were all fucking nonsense.
Aye, druggies and nothing. Aye.
People who were just not worth the time of day. But one of them, innit,
like themselves.
To a degree with that Ponson and that, they weren't villains with it at the end of the day.
They were just fucking bad guys to every come, even to the villains, man.
The
they were fucking. I'm ponces. I wouldn't call them fucking ponces, me, like, but.
They used to get people to stash stuff at the nightclubs and basically like take a tax off them for stashing that. And they never did a crime in their lives, did they?
Yeah, I've got that in the end. That's obviously Ron there, but Paddy Hallett's in there. And that's Joe Louis. But
No, I think this is just a photo of him and the Krays. I mean, he's explained it.
No, he's so might be it. It'll be interesting to see it. Like he's up for
Probably
it.
all there, isn't it, in the middle.
Yeah.
No, I don't think any of them seem like.
Could be a unique new photo.
Yeah.
Should be great, you know.
The Chronicles still have a copy of it, they would. That's why I was just talking to him last week about it. It's a sorted route. He's in the loft with all his stuff, he says. He says, as soon as he gets up there, he's going to do it.
Brilliant. No, but if you can
He come in the other day, he said, I've asked Wallace to sort that pitch out.
Oh, well, let us know if...
Aye,
It's up there somewhere, he
Yeah.
says. He's still got it, he hasn't parted with it. He said, push come to shove, he can go and do an even Chronicle, get another copy. So...
I agree, man. That would be spot on. I mean, I'll have a word with Ray as well, the kid who does Remember When, and because he said he would have a little bit of poke about and see what he could find, and he says there's guaranteed to be stuff, and he says he'll run a piece about it in the Chronicle and just put an appeal out, you know, just for photographs of the, because I mean, I see that they're lost bits of history because there's nothing on the internet. And you would have thought the internet would have had something like some photographs, and the only thing we can find is a couple of posters.
What do you mean, Krays in Newcastle?
Well, just Newcastle's venues.
Right.
You know, like, I mean, you hear all these stories about the birdcage and all that, but there's no photographs. Like, no, because obviously it's safe filming.
Wasn't many cameras in them days, was it?
Nah. It could be lost forever, but it's, you know, there will be somewhere. People might have photographs of bands. There's plenty kicking around of like the Key Club and like the City Hall and all that, you know. We got a cracking story of Davy Finney the other week, didn't we? Because he wouldn't do anything on camera. He says, not until I get my teeth fixed. He's a card like him, and he gets like Rob Byron from Steel Wheels came up. He's like the stadium announcer at Newcastle United. And he come and he'd been looking through an old copy of NME of Eric Burden from the Animals, singing on stage, the lead singer. He had this black eye, and it's like got underneath the NME. Eric Burden with a mysterious black eye, you know. And Davey goes, oh, it was me. And Eric used to like obviously have security. Davy Finley would like have to get him from like a venue in Newcastle up to the City Hall. And apparently just like this particular night, Eric had latched onto this bird and he wouldn't let her go. And like, Davy's getting agitated. You've got to be up the bloody City Hall, you know. And he was going, oh look man, take your time man, chill out, you know. And well, eventually got him up the venue, and Eric had started having a go at Davy, and he turned round and said to Davy, "Gone there, you couldn't do what I do." And Davy went, "Well, you couldn't do what I do," and stuck a nut on him on the way up. So he had this bloody black eye. Great story, like, to stop you that. Yeah.
No, Davy's probably true.
Oh, he says it was great, and Rob Byron, because it just happened. Rob was looking through this old copy of NME and says, he said, I wonder if Davy knows about this black eye. And he says, sir, give him it. Brilliant. Great, man.
Still working on it. Well, last time I seen Davy's working on it, he has his door up the Prince of Wales.
No, he's doing because that's closed, isn't it?
I know that's the last time I've seen him.
He's got a pal in Sunderland. He's doing a lot for the one of his mates who's bailed him out a few times in Sunderland. I can't remember his name. He mentioned it, didn't he?
Yeah, I can't think who it was.
I didn't even know the kid. It must be somebody round about his age, but he does a lot of running around with him. But he's great, Dave. He comes up when I'm on the dome, and my manager's like, "God, who the hell's that?" Pulls up on his bike, his push bike, and he's covered in muck. Again,
70s
again.
Still fitting it, not is he?
Why aye?
That's the way.
Great story, man.
That push bike was got him fit, man.
Yeah, it is. Great story. Because obviously, like, he was filming about the Battle of Percy Street thing in the Chronicle a couple of weeks back. Remember when did this thing about the Battle of Percy Street? And he was the one with the axe in his head in the story, you know, and they got the name wrong. So he's going, it was me who had the bloody axe in my head.
The Battle of Percy fucking Street, which one was that, like?
God, there was this huge fight. It's there. The court records are all there, and the story was quite. The story that was put in was wrong, and Davy was saying that's all wrong. This is what happened.
Some people know it as Blackett Street as well. It's not.
It's
not just down as Percy Street.
It's 30 people fighting. Was it
all locals?
Group of 30 people. Davy was in the thick of it.
Panda was there, wasn't
Panda was there. Panda was Panda on the other side. Because Davy fell out with Panda over it. They speak now, but he says in them days he says I would have killed the bloke. He said when I had the chance, like, because he like betrayed me on that day, you know. But Davy got a hiding, like, he ended up with an axe in his head. Yeah, so still walked away from it.
So it's some fight that they've had that they're trying to make famous, is it? Because I've never fucking heard
of it. Ray Marshall come out with it. He was going through the records just for some article to do, and suddenly this thing come up and the records were there, and you know, it's one of them. You know, it had a few names. I haven't read the article, but it's on the internet, isn't it?
I haven't been able to find it.
We'll post it on our page, and you can have a look. I'll send you a copy on Facebook. Have a look.
Send us a link.
Send you a link to it. But that's it. Thanks for your time.
Yeah, much appreciated.
Do you want your photograph?
Yeah, we'll do the photo, shall we?
Are you alright with a quick photograph? We'll stick it on the page.
Stick it on the page as well.
us these days is what prize leaks. I saw the other leak viewers keep telling me. It's about something like 15 quid a year.
Right.
And we'll go free doing that. So we'll £2.10 a week.
What do you get up with them?
Well, we get out of it. We'll get we're enjoying it, man.
Aye.
We will once we get it finished. We've just getting it this year.
Aye.
We're just getting this built and we're just sort of moving up. We're just getting another London free doing. The leaks are, yeah. I normally win a leak show. With a few prizes. And then, the kid over here who holds a world title for the biggest leaks. World title.
What's wrong, mate? Glass round it now.
Big isn't it? It's just got a... No, it's a tinted glass, you know, so it doesn't grow certain stuff.
Oh, right.
But being tinted, for grow stuff you can't normally grow.
Right.
He's got stuff that I've not seen before. Fruit, vegan.
Yeah, like chill out as well. It's nice in the sun, like.
What about your farm? Have you still got your farm? You had that small holding, didn't you?
I'm skinned, so I'm selling it.
Oh yeah.
Fucking penniless. Get that on camera. Penniless.